Hello, bachon. Welcome to today's masterclass. I'm your teacher, Didi, and today we're going to take your understanding of nouns from the absolute basics right up to the advanced level. You know, whether you're gearing up for school exams or tackling those tough competitive ones, English grammar, especially nouns, is one of those areas where tiny, silly mistakes can literally cost you your marks. But hey, don't worry. Today we're decoding all the rules, the exceptions, and most importantly, those sneaky exam traps that paper setters absolutely love to use. चलिए शुरू करते हैं.
Okay, so let's just quickly look at our agenda for today. We'll start with noun basics and gender, then move on to core types of nouns, followed by important collective nouns. After that, we'll look at singular to plural rules and wrap it all up with those tricky plurals for exams.
All right, Section 1, Noun Basics and Gender. So bachcho, grab your notebooks and pens, and let's get our foundations super strong.
ध्यान से देखिए, noun gender is basically divided into four main pillars. First up is the masculine gender, which denotes males, right? Like tiger or fox. Then the second is the feminine gender for females, so tigress or vixen. Then we've got the neuter gender. Now this is used for non-living things that don't actually have a gender. And finally, the common gender, which can be used for both male and female. Think of words like teacher or doctor. Getting this base clear is absolutely crucial.
Now here's the catch. Exams में आपको simple tiger or tigress तो बिल्कुल नहीं पूछेंगे. Note down these examples on the screen because these are pure exam traps. Here, you can't just easily add an S at the end to get the feminine form. For instance, the feminine of fox is vixen, a male goose is a gander, buck rabbit actually becomes doe rabbit, and the feminine of wizard is witch. Honestly, memorize these carefully because examiners love throwing these at you.
Moving right along to Section 2, Core Types of Nouns. अब हम nouns को categorize करेंगे based on whether we can actually count them or not.
अब इस hierarchy को समझिए बच्चों. Common nouns are basically split into two camps, countable and uncountable. Countable nouns are exactly what they sound like. Things we can physically count, like boys and pens. So they have both singular and plural forms. But uncountable nouns, these are things you just can't count with numbers directly, like knowledge or air. Sure, you can measure them or weigh them, but you would never say I have one knowledge or two airs, right? This distinction is super important.
Let's quickly break down these four basic types. Proper nouns are always specific, and they always start with a capital letter, like Google or Disneyland. Common nouns are your everyday general words, like kids or farm. Then we have abstract nouns. You can't see or touch these, you can only feel them, like bravery or health. And finally, material nouns. These are the substances that things are made of, like brick or gold. Bachon, I'd say take a quick screenshot of this right now for your revision later.
Okay, look at this sentence because it brilliantly illustrates a very advanced trick. It says Anna Hazare is the Mahatma Gandhi of the modern era. Waise to Mahatma Gandhi is a proper noun, right? But here, the name is being used as an example or an ideal figure. So in this specific case, a proper noun is cleverly acting like a common noun. Tricky sentences exactly like this one are always popping up in error detection questions.
All right, next up is Section 3, Important Collective Nouns. Listen guys, for vocabulary and fill-in-the-blank questions, this section is an absolute must-know.
So what do we call a group of crows? A flock? Nope. This is actually really fascinating. A group of crows is called a murder of crows. A group of apes is a shrewdness. Bears? That's a sleuth. And lions, as you probably know, form a pride. Examiners will definitely test you on these totally unique and unexpected terms. तो बस इन्हें रट लीजिए. अब आते हैं groups of people पर. A group of singers is a choir. Now please star mark these next two words in your notes, congregation and posse. When people gather to discuss religious issues, that is a congregation. A group of cops or policemen, that's a posse. And a group of girls or female officers is called a bevy. These are super high-frequency exam words, bachon, so don't forget them.
Okay, Section 4, Singular to Plural Rules. Take a deep breath, everyone, because we are entering the very core of this masterclass. This is exactly where the most silly grammar mistakes tend to happen.
Let's just do a really quick recap of the basic school rules. When a word ends in S, cho, or X, we just add an ES, right? So bus becomes buses. If it ends in Y and has a consonant right before it, we drop the Y and add IES, like city changing to cities. And if a word ends in F or FE, we change that F to a V and add ES, so calf becomes calves. Pretty simple so far, right?
लेकिन game change होता है यहाँ. You see, a lot of English words actually come from Greek and Latin. When a word ends in us, the plural form becomes an I, so focus becomes foci. If it ends in we use an A. Datum becomes data, and if it ends in on, that also becomes an A, like phenomenon becoming phenomena. Let me tell you, this is a huge favorite trick among question paper setters.
But wait, hold on. Caution ahead. एक golden rule हमेशा याद रखना. Whenever there are grammar rules, there are absolutely going to be exceptions. And in an exam, the examiner isn't going to test the rule, they are going to test the exception.
So ध्यान से इन exceptions को देखो और अपने notes में उतार लो. The standard rule says words ending in O should get an ES, but the plural of photo is just photos with an S. No E. The rule says F words get VES, but the plural of brief is simply briefs. And forum might be a Latin word, but its plural isn't fora, it's just forums. Memorizing these specific exceptions is exactly how you save yourself from losing those easy marks.
Now let's look at the compound noun trick. What's the plural of brother-in-law? Brother-in-laws? Galat. The rule here is that the plural form is always attached to the chief word, the main word, not just tacked on to the end. So here, brother is the chief word. Isliye, the plural is brothers-in-law. And similarly, commander-in-chief becomes commanders-in-chief.
Finally, we've made it to Section 5, Tricky Plurals for Exams. Honestly, this is the most critical stage of the whole masterclass, where we look at words that completely change their meaning the moment they become plural.
Did you guys know that a single noun can actually have two different plural forms and that their meanings can be completely different? Take the word brother, for example. If we say brothers, we're talking about sons from the same parents. लेकिन अगर हम use say brethren बोलते हैं, that actually means members of the same society or community. एकदम अलग meaning.
And this just wonderfully illustrates how absolutely crucial context is. The word die has two plurals. Dies refers to stamps used for printing or coining. But dice, those are the little cubes we use to play Ludo. It's the same story with cloth. If you see cloths, it means unstitched pieces of fabric. But agar clothes likha hai, it means fully stitched garments. In the exam room, reading the context of the sentence is literally everything.
Now this last list is definitely the trickiest. यहाँ S add करने से the word doesn't just become plural, it turns into an entirely different word. Air means the wind, right? But airs means fake behavior or arrogance. Wood is timber, but woods means a forest. Return means to come back, but returns means your taxes or profits. And water is obviously pani, but waters means the ocean or sea. This is the ultimate exam trap, so please keep these in mind.
So bachcho, that brings us to the very end of our masterclass. Just remember the golden rules, memorize those exceptions, and always identify the context of the word in the sentence. Now, I have a good question for you to answer in the comments. If custom means tradition or rivaz, to customs ka kya meaning hoga? Let me know what you think. Also, if you want the PDF notes for this class, along with the full list of exceptions, quickly join our Telegram channel. The link is right there in the description. And hey, if your noun concepts are genuinely crystal clear today, please like this session, share it with your friends, और channel को subscribe करना मत भूलना. मिलती हूँ आपसे next class में. Keep learning and keep shining.